In this video, I will be showing you how to use the events registration widget. As the name of this widget suggests, it will enable your visitors to easily register for your events while connecting four Sitefinity modules together: the Forms module, the Events module, the Email Campaigns module, and the E-commerce module. Now, let's take a look at how to install and set up the widget in Sitefinity. Of course, first you have to download it from the marketplace and extract it. And once you've done this, you'll be able to find this archive here. So basically, this is the project of the event registration widget. And all you have to do is to go to the bin folder of this widget and take this events registration.dll file. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to use this quantum sitefinity.com project. It's actually our sample project. And I'm going to embed or install this widget into this project so that I can demonstrate you how it works. So I'm going to find the folder of this project, and all I have to do is go to the bin folder of the project and copy the events registration.dll file. Okay, so you don't have to rebuild your solution, you don't have to compile it. All you have to do is now go to the backend of Sitefinity, log into the backend, and go through Administration, Settings, Advanced, and find the Toolboxes tab. I'm gonna go to the Page Controls, Sections, and I'm gonna go ahead and create a new section. I'm gonna name it Custom. And within this new section, I'm gonna go ahead and register my new events widget. Okay, all I have to do is paste this events registration dot forms control custom, comma, events registration. Okay, I'm gonna name it events registration, and the title is going to be events registration as well. So, okay, the widget is now part of this project, but before we can start using it, we need to create the registration form and to extend the events module with two custom data fields. Optionally, we can create a message template that will be automatically sent to each user who has submitted the form, and an e-commerce product in case that you want to charge money for an event. Okay, so let's start with the forms module and create a form that we'll be using with our for our events registration. Let's go to forms, and I'm going to create a simple form, call it registration, and I'm going to add the following three data fields using the Sitefinity form builder. Okay, so I'm gonna need one for the first name, one for the last name, and one for the email. Furthermore, I'm going to need one additional data field that will be used by the application to hold the event's name. This will enable you to use only one single form for all events. Later, we will hide this field from the widget settings so that it will be invisible for your site visitors. For this purpose, we're going to need the name for developers only of this form. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit the data fields. Let's call this events name. Like I said, we're going to need this name for developers later in order to hide this field from the public facing page. Okay, let's click save. Then, like I said, the first is going to hold the first name. This is going to hold the last name. And this is going to hold the email. So I can go to advanced and add a validator for this email field, email data field. Go to validator definition, and then find the expected format. The expected format is email address. Let's click save, and we can also change the name of the button. Let's call it register. Okay, we are ready with the form. And now that the form is ready, we can proceed to the events module. And all we have to do here is to extend the module with 2 additional custom numeric fields. So the form is here. Let's go to the events module. So currently I have 2 event items here in this module that I'm going to edit later, but let's first go ahead and add the 2 custom numeric fields. The first is for the maximum attendees, and let's select number and call it max attendees. Okay. Okay, this is fine, and we can create the second one, which is also a numeric field, and the second one will act as a counter, counting the number of the registrations for each event. So let's call it attendees counter. Okay, we are ready, and we can save the changes. If you want to charge money for an event, you can add another custom field that you can use to associate an e-commerce product with the respective event. And I will show you how to do that in another video tutorial. Okay, let's save the changes. And so now that my custom fields are added, I can edit my existing events and set the maximum allowed number for each of them. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let's scroll down, and here are the 2 custom fields that I just added. Let's set the max attendees number for this event to be 50. Let's also edit the second event and set here 100. The next step is to create a message template. So you can go to the email campaigns module and go to the message templates and create one message template for your for the confirmation. So you have the full power of adding snippets, editing the HTML, adding tables, images, whatever you want. Okay, we can use this template. And the last step, like I mentioned earlier, you'll be also able to associate each event with an e-commerce product. So you can create a new type of product, just like I've done here, and create new type of product events. And then I also created a new product of this type, and in this case this is the Quantum Golf Tournament, and I'm going to charge $99.99 for this event. So you can just enter the description, enter the price, stock keeping unit, everything. Well, the full power of our e-commerce module. Now we're all set with the pre-configurations and can start with widget configurations. Our widget currently supports 2 options: one for many, where all events are handled by one single widget, or one for each, where every event has its own individual widget. Let's start with the first one, where all events are handled by one widget. For this scenario, I'm going to need an additional page where each event will be resolved. So I'm going to create this page under About Us, Events. I'm going to create a child page, and I'm going to call it Events Registration. Okay, I'm going to reuse my template here. Okay, on this page I'm going to place 3 widgets. The first one is the Events widget, where the full event will be resolved. Okay, I don't have to do anything here. Maybe I can go to or I can add the single item template, but I can stick with this one. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to place here is a content block. So I'm going to put here register for this event and make it heading 1. And last but not least, I'm going to use our widget here. So I'm going to drop it here, click select the form, and this is how the designer of our widget looks like. So here are the forms that are currently available in our forms module. I can preview the form that I want to use for the registration. Here is the form that I created earlier. Okay, and like I said, here are the two options. So I'm going to first demonstrate you the first option, where one widget is for all events, and here I have to select the field that holds the maximum attendees for this event and the fields that will count the attendees for this event. Here I have to put the name for developers of the field that I want to hide. Okay, and I'm ready with this section. Here I can go to the email configuration, and yes, I want to receive email notifications for this event, so I want to receive them in my email. And the second option is where you want to send email confirmation to the attendees. Okay, I'm going to check this as well, and the subject will be events registration confirmation. And from this drop down, I can select one of my message templates from my email campaigns module. Currently, I have only one, which is pre-selected by default. I can preview it here. This is my template. Nice. Okay, I'm ready with email configuration, and if I want, I can enable e-commerce. But like I said, for this scenario, you have to add another custom field in the events module that will hold the product for each event. Okay, so now I can click save. This is the form. I can preview it to make sure that the events, the field for the event's name will be hidden from the public facing page. Okay, everything looks fine. I can click publish. And the last thing that I have to enable is go to this events page where my events are currently listed. Edit the events widget here, and just go to the single item settings and say I want the single item to be opened in an existing page. Okay, I can select the page from my tree view, and I'm going to select the page that I just created. Okay, I don't want the social share, or maybe I want them. Okay, hit publish, and now I can register for my events. So let's go to the live site. Go to my events page and click on one of the two events here. Let's click on the golf tournament event, and I want to register for this event, so I'm going to okay. And I have a success message. Okay, which is of course what I wanted to get here. And now we can go to the backend and check what happened in the backend. So the first place where I want to check is the forms module here. I have one response for my registration form. The event's name is the Quantum Golf Tournament, and the attendee's first name is 10, paragraph, etc. I can go to the events as well, click on the Quantum Golf Tournament, and I can see that there is one attendee, one registered attendee for this event. And I can go back to the events here on the front end and try to register for this event. Okay. Let's use register. This is great. And now I can go back to the forms, here the registration, and as you can see, you have the correct event name for Anton, another one is Peter, here refresh for the responses, and as you can see, we have a very clean response here in the form. We're using only one single form, and this is how the first option of our widget works. And the second option is to associate the event registration widget to a specific event. So in this case, you're not going to need additional page, so you can drop it on each page. So for instance, let's maybe drop it on the home page and say maybe here register for our golf tournament. Make it heading 2 and drop our event registration widget underneath this content block. Okay, let's once again select the registration form, but select every event is with individual widget option here. You're also going to need both custom fields for the max attendees and the attendees counter, but you can set the maximum number of attendees for this specific event from here as well. So you can just go ahead and say 120, and the event name will be golf tournament for customers. This is the form text box that will be hidden. It's the C005. Okay, I'm going to skip the email configuration, the notifications, but I'm going to use the e-commerce configuration here. So if I enable the navigate to checkout page property here, I have to select the page for my checkout. So I have my checkout page underneath online shop checkout, and then first I have to select the product type. So I have to associate a product with this event and the Quantum Golf Tournament from here. Okay, I can click Save. Here is the form. I can publish it. Before I submit this form, I'll show you that my shopping cart is currently empty. So I'm going to fill out this form with and as you can see, I'm now redirected to the checkout page. I can show you the shopping cart that the golf tournament event is now added to my shopping cart, and all I have to do is go through the checkout steps here, and you'll be able to charge money for this event. So this is how this works, and thanks for watching.